Do you have any more information for us?
Well, Francis, additional information that we have at this point is that one of the inmates who is still at large was convicted and sentenced to 240 years for a string of rapes that took place over several years, and that one of the inmates that you rightly mentioned was rearrested this morning, was on his way to Sasolburg, and he had been convicted of charges relating to theft over several years as well. What we do know is that the Correctional Services Department has warned communities around this area to be quite vigilant and not to approach any of these escaped prisoners if they do come across them, instead to call the police station, because relating to the charges, or rather the charges that they'd faced and which they were convicted of, it does quite seem that they are quite serious, and that most of the charges and the convictions that they were facing relate to rape, to housebreaking, and as well to murder as well. But further details that we have, Francis, is that what they actually used to hit through or break one of the windows, the toilet windows at this facility, is one of the steel drums that is used or authorized to be used at this facility. So really, when we did ask some of the police officials that have been dispatched together with correctional services officials who have been going in and out of this facility, they were saying that these inmates basically squeezed their way through a very small toilet window and made it out of this prison. But investigations, of course, continue into exactly what happened and whether they did get any assistance from officials at this facility. But those investigations, according to the Correctional Services Ministry, are still underway at the moment, and the manhunt continues for these 6 others. But whether they are armed at this point is not yet clear. The investigations will certainly give more details regarding to that, but communities in this area have been warned to stay very clear of the 6 men who are still at large.
Griselda, the visual of you, we were losing it, but let's try stay with you because I can hear you very clearly. What's involved in a manhunt like this? We've seen dramatic helicopter chases in the past. What is involved, or is this a more subdued chase in the area?
Look, certainly police and the Correctional Services Ministry are not giving away too much about what's involving this investigation at this point. But what I can tell you is that it was very difficult for us at all. You know, the guards that are standing at the gates at this facility, any media, of course, that is coming to inquire about information about what possibly could have happened here have been turned away. We've been told to stand on the other side of the gate and film the cars and the police that have been dispatched to come and investigate this matter. But what we do know is that given the nature of the crimes that these inmates were convicted of, it has been scaled up quite significantly. We've got the National Department of Correctional Services who is commenting on the matter, and really the string of convictions that these 6 inmates were facing have not really come to the fore. It's just generalized at this point, where the information that we have is that some of them have been facing murder charges, some have been facing rape charges, some of them convicted, in fact, of charges relating to housebreaking. So we don't have identikits either at this stage, Francis, of the men who are still at large at this point. So I must say I'm going to
stop you there. Thank you for that update.
In terms
we have to
the
cut
investigation at this point.
Griselda off. That was the SABC's Griselda Lewis. She's at the Groenpunt facility, and very embarrassing for correctional services after convicted rapists escaped through a very small window.